Hey there everyone, this is Joe in General, your resident reason and evidence enthusiast. It's another Swarm Fund ICO token sale update. Yes, another one. Of course, Swarm Fund being the cooperative ownership platform for real assets. Why do I say another one? Because I just did one 2 days ago, roughly, in this video here entitled ICO Watch, where I talked about 5 different upcoming ICOs, of course Swarm Fund being one of them, and a number of others. Do check out that video because all those are still up for grabs, the other ICOs right there. But Swarm Fund, if you're not familiar with what it is, I've actually done a couple of videos on it in the last month or so. This one here, a long one, about an hour long, where I go pretty in depth looking at the white paper, etc. And then it ended up, I ended up doing an interview, sorry, I should say, with Philip Piper, one of the co-founders. And so we covered a whole bunch of different things about Swarm Fund. And as I've been saying, I have been looking forward to investing a small amount into the Swarm Fund ICO, but it keeps getting moved. This video right here will explain what happened up to the previous time. So it was supposed to, the token sale was supposed to launch on September the 7th. It did launch for a very short amount of time, but then they had to close it down for various reasons, which I talk about in this video right here. Now, I posted this video on September the 19th. And in that, I was talking about this blog post here, which they talk about, which they posted a number of days before. We're talking about the pre-sale amount, which they gathered of 2.25 mil, and the public token sale targeted to reopen on the 21st of September. But when I posted that video, uploaded it on September 19th, literally a few hours later, maybe several hours, on September the 20th, they've updated it saying Swarm Fund public token sale reopens 21st of October. Okay, so I just want to quickly let you guys know of that to my subscribers who have been following the Swarm Fund journey with me. So they've moved it to the 21st of October, and we'll have a quick read through this very briefly. I'm sure you can just go and check it out yourself, but we'll just get the main points so you're up to speed. And this blog was done by Philip Piper. Again, just watch that interview I did with Philip. So Swarm Fund has extended the pre-sale period, and we will open the Swarm public token sale from October 21st to October 27th. So they're the main dates. Now, we came to this decision after conferring with our legal and institutional partners and realizing we needed additional time to accommodate the shifting regulatory landscape. Now, I don't know, obviously, all what that entails, all the details, but in this that previous blog post that I showed you just before, it did mention the shifting regulatory landscape again. So it's obviously there's something they're trying to deal with. It's frustrating and not frustrating at the same time. Frustrating because I was there at I was planning to be there at where are we, at September 7th, but I got up early in the morning. I wasn't there for the actual proper launch, but I did get up early enough in the morning, a number of hours after the token sale launched, and I got my Ethereum ready. I'm like, all right, let's go. But then it was shut down, so that was annoying. And then I was getting ready to, again, on 21st of September, I got up early in the morning again to do the same, and it just gets moved again. So a little frustrating on that side of things. However, what I do like is the fact that they really seem to want to cross their T's and dot their I's, and not just have the token sale without all their T's crossed and their I's dotted. So that's the positive thing I see with that. So on September 7th, Swarm briefly opened a public sale, which obviously the one I've been talking about, and then switched to an ambassador-only pre-sale. Now, the pre-sale thing, that was happening before the original date of the token sale, September 7th. They've been doing this ambassador pre-sale. It's a 50K minimum buy-in, $50,000 US. And they had raised 2.25 million, but since then, we'll talk about the refunds in a sec. So they did the token sale September 7th. It did open briefly, so some people did get in, but after they closed it, they offered a refund to anyone who did get in but then wanted to get back out again. So refunds were given to any unsatisfied participants in the short public sale, which were taken up by 5.3% of all crowd sale transactions, representing $75,000. So only 5.3% of the people who were there on September 7th for that brief public token sale, only 5.3% said, you know what, just give me my money back. So the vast majority have said, look, I believe in the Swarm Fund ICO. I believe in Swarm Fund in general. So I'm happy to wait until, the next date. And yeah, I guess they're happy to, they know they'll get their tokens, I guess. So, and pretty sure I would have been one of that majority rather than one of this 5% here. But, nothing against those 5.3% people. That's completely fine. Now, since then, additional pre-sale, so that Ambassador 50K minimum buy-in Ambassador pre-sale, since then, additional pre-sale funds of $2.5 million for a total of $4.7 million have been committed to date. So that's very positive as well. So obviously those people who participated in the pre-sale after the September 7th, cock up, if you want to call it that, they're obviously still very positive about Swarm Fund. So, even more people got into the pre-sale after the little hoo-ha on September 7th. So that's a positive sign. So Swarm have said that they chose this revised schedule, i.e. moving it to the 21st of October, in the light of the following: the continued token swap. Now, the token swap is all about the fact that Swarm Fund has actually been a thing since about 2014. So they had one version of Swarm Fund, and then things didn't go according to plan. And I talk about actually with Philip in this interview right here. If you want to check that out, talk about what went wrong, why did it not work out the first time? So he, did his best to answer those questions. But what happened was the people who owned the original Swarm token, obviously they got an opportunity to swap their Swarm 1.0 tokens to the new one. Makes sense? But what happened was that Poloniex, which is a well-known crypto exchange, as you know, Poloniex had previously said, sorry, Swarm token holders, you cannot have your tokens. If you have them on our exchange, no, sorry, can't have them. But since then, Poloniex have said, okay, all right, you can have them. So Swarm have decided to allow the people who had their Swarm 1.0 tokens stuck on Poloniex, give them enough time to get them out to be able to do the token swap. So that's apparently one of the reasons why it's been shifted to the 21st of October. So that's the number one other reason here. Number two, Asia. In consideration of investors in Asia who have requested more time to participate in the sale as they navigate the regulatory situations across the region, whatever that means. Obviously, there's some issues that maybe people in Asia need to deal with regulatory-wise. I'm not up on those details. US investor accreditation, as we want to be as inclusive to the investor community while legally compliant. Good. We are using the additional time to make the process as simple as possible for US-based investors to navigate any accreditation hurdles to participation. Excellent. And lastly, it talks about the community involvement. Since we are building Swarm as a platform based on community participation and are launching with a product that puts decisions in the hands of the Swarm community, we are taking this time to incorporate relevant suggestions that will improve all aspects of this offering. So basically, they're leaving it open for people to make some suggestions on how to make it better. One of the big things with the Swarm Fund ICO and the Swarm Fund in general is the thing they call the liquid democracy. It's a community voting as such. And I do talk about that a little bit here in this longer video, but we'll also get a bit of clarification here in the interview with Philip Piper. So again, check out those videos. And I think, and the official times, just so everyone knows. So the pre-sale, that 50K minimum buy-in, will continue until the 18th of October. At 11 p.m. UTC. Now, the Swarm public sale opens 21st of October at, where are we? That's not 4 p.m., that's 2 p.m. UTC, so 1400 UTC, not 4 p.m., 2 p.m. technically, 1400 UTC, and closes on the 27th of October at 11 p.m. UTC. So those are the token sale open and close dates, so keep that in mind. And the liquid democracy voting on board selection and Swarm token liquidity release begins on the 30th at, again, 2 p.m. UTC until that time. So first liquidity release for token tradability at that time there. So that's kind of the basic times coming up. The main one you need to know, of course, is 21st of October when it reopens for the public sale at 2 p.m. UTC time. So I think hopefully that will be the last time that I need to do a video on Swarm Fund giving you an update. Hopefully there's no more changes from there. Of course, if there is, I will let you know, because this is one that I have been following. And lastly, very quickly, thank you to the new subscribers overnight. I've had just about 30 new subscribers overnight since posting my weekly Bitcoin price analysis video. Of course, if you want to stay updated with what's going on with Bitcoin and ICOs coming up, and a whole bunch of other stuff on my channel, you know what to do. Just hit that big red button here called subscribe. Thanks, gang. I'll speak to you soon. Stay safe, stay informed. Speak soon.